G'day gamers, in this guide I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about extracting on labs. For every extract I'll show you where it is located, how to take the extract, how to clear it for raiders and enemy PMCs, how to defend it from PMCs, and finally my favorite loot hiding spots near each extract. Then I'll finish up with some extra tips and tricks. There are 7 extracts on labs and everyone in the raid has access to the same extracts. Every extract is guaranteed except for Parky and Hangar, each of which are available about half the time. Medical or O extract is located in the basement on medical side. I'm going to show you how to get there from the middle of the map. Here we have Dome there and Manager's office there, Cats over there, and we're going to go down here to get to medical extract. Here we have black room and above us is green. In here is server. And down the hall is blue. We just go down these stairs. And in this room is the power switch for the medical elevator, which is right here. Turn that on. Come out here. And call the elevator. Once the elevator is open, you can go inside and hit this button here to extract. Just make sure you're staying inside. Raiders for medical switch, after you hit the medical switch, can spawn anywhere down here. And in this dark corridor over here. All the way down here in this side corridor and the further one back, as well as in the bottom bit of the stairwell over here. As well as right down there, all in here and in the stairwell. They can also spawn on the main side of the map, but if your only goal is to just extract, then these are the only ones that you may have to worry about them like pushing you and killing you before you can extract. Now, if you're coming down into this medical area later in the raid, like 15, 20 minutes into the raid, then raiders could be all through here, having pathed from other locations. So what you need to do is just carefully come down. I like to come down here. Carefully come down. Carefully. Check around. And in particular, see if this door is open. Like, this door spawns closed, this one spawns open. Generally, PMCs won't mess with this too much. So if this one is open, then raiders have passed through there and they're either chilling down there or down here and occasionally in this hallway. And really, really rarely, all in this room. So even though it's really rare, that's why dropping down here can be a bit sketchy. One time I dropped down and immediately there was a raider here, there, and there shooting me, and I was quite sad. Of course, I headshot them all in 3 bullets. And raiders, if you're coming down 15-20 minutes into the raid, could be like all through here and all through here. Really, this entire area, consider it dangerous. So, for clearing medical area of PMCs, if you think that there are PMCs down there, my favorite way to go down is via the stairs. And you just need to be very careful of taking this left hand, because mostly people, if they are on this side, then generally they'll be sitting behind this box. Like right here. Sometimes they go up here. I don't see it too often. And more rarely behind like that door, or they'll open that door and behind that wall. But typically people are on this side. So what you can do, if you think there's someone down here, just clear your corners here and like throw a nade to the right and then push left. With the nade, push left. You know. And down here and you should be fine. Very rarely people are actually camping the medical switch itself. So just open it, do a run past. If you see no one here during your run past, yeah, you can see a little bit of it. You can see it, just a fraction of it. And then I'll just run past and commit and peek around. It's a little bit of a gamble that someone might be here, but generally you're fine to just run past here and peek around and clear it. Sometimes if you're dropping down, it's a little bit risky because if there is someone down here, then you're gonna have to take a left-hand peek all the way. And if they have a duo, then this guy will just hold you and they'll throw nades down. So dropping down is a bit more risky. And coming from that side of the map is also a little bit riskier than the stairs, because what people like to do is they'll prone here and shoot you straight through this gap, which kind of sucks. So generally, if this door is open and I think there's someone here, I'll try to get an nade to land right there or you know, through the doorway by like coming here and trying to like line it up like that, and then push with the nade. Yeah, actually that wasn't too bad. I would have liked it a little bit deeper. But even if it doesn't kill them, as long as you're pushing with a nade, it disorientates them for long enough for you to get closer and even just, you know, give it a few spam shots if you're a little bit more paranoid. And if you're wanting to defend O, like if you're just trying to extract and you want to defend O from PMCs pushing, if they're coming down these stairs, what I like to do is I love to hold this right hand. This is really, really nice. Or if you know, like quick enough that they're coming down, then holding the bottom is always a good idea. Just be careful of nades being thrown down, but it's a good idea because you can pen through all of these stairwells. Just consider these stairwells like tissue paper, shoot through all of it. But make sure these doors are closed, because if they have a duo, they might try to like have one drop down and shoot you while you're focused on the stairwell. However, if they're coming from this side, I honestly would either hold here, or just like if you just want to extract, I would just go down here and run to main side basement, because in order to extract, if they're just holding down there, you're gonna have to push up here, you know, and get out. So a little bit riskier. Now my favorite spot to hide and sort out loot in medical side is right here, or further down over here. You just need to be a little bit careful of raiders sometimes pushing down here, but you should be okay. I prefer here versus, say, over here, because that's a little bit more hidden, and sometimes I'll be looting here, and I've had, even with these doors closed, I've had a raider silently open these and they just start shooting at me. So it's a little bit further away, but a bit safer to like dump loot there and come back and sort it all out, then take medical extract. The power for cargo or G extract is located in the basement, and the extract itself, the elevator, is located on the top floor over there. So starting from the middle, we have manager's office right there, dome there, the cat statues over there, a nice bright display there, and we're going to go this way to get to the power switch for cargo extract. Right here is black room, and above us is green. Down the hallway is blue. In here is server room, and we'll just go straight down these stairs. Down there is medical elevator, medical power switch, and the elevator is there. And right in here is the power switch for cargo. Here is blue. We're going up one more flight of stairs, and this is cargo extract. Call this, and once it's open, get in here and hit the button to extract. Make sure you're staying inside the elevator to actually extract. Raiders from cargo switch can spawn all through here, in this side corridor, in the long corridor over there, and all the way back here, and even at the bottom of the stairwell right there. They can also spawn at main side, but you only have to worry about these ones in your area if your only goal is to run up and take the extract. However, if you're coming very, very late into the raid, maybe like 15-20 minutes later into the raid, then consider this entire area dangerous. Raiders could be anywhere, even like deep in here, out there. Just the entire area, consider it quite dangerous. Just make sure you're very carefully peeking, aiming at head height, and you should have no problems. It is also very common to have raiders just chilling in this hallway, especially later into the raid, like 20-30 minutes into the raid. And this is your cargo extract, so you need to be very careful to clear them out before you take the extract. Usually I just like to tap them here, and once you tap one, the rest often charge, and you can easily crouch right side peek and tap them in the head. Okay, if you think that there's some PMCs at cargo switch, there's no good way to approach this. However, I generally like to come from here, and because there could be a PMC behind this little box here, like right there, what I like to do is throw a nade aiming to just push them inside the switch and then push up with a nade. So what we're going to do is throw a nade like this. Push up with it, fast as you can. And then that should force them inside the room and give you enough time to get close. Then do like a run past and open this back. And then very, very carefully like peek around. The most likely spot they'll sit is like right there. But then, you know, they could sit pretty much anywhere in here. Especially if they have multiple people. You know, could have one there, one here. It's really quite sketchy to push. Because even if, say, you wanted to like play it safe and nade deep. Let's say we naded deep into here. There's so much room for them to just run back and avoid the nade. Unless you have impacts or a Vogue 25. They just run away and avoid the nade. So do the best you can. Do run pasts and throw as many nades as you feel like to figure out exactly where they are. But then at some point you're just going to have to commit and rely on being faster than them and shooting them in the head. They can also, I've never actually seen this over 5 once, but technically there could also be someone down here. Yeah, if you have a duo though, it is much nicer to have one coming from either side. Then you can be run past peeking either side and throwing nades, like coordinated nades. Like this guy could throw a nade down here, and you here could throw a nade over there, and then you could like push them together. But yeah. Now, if you're wanting to defend, cargo switch, then typically we'll hold here with a flashlight because that area is very, very dark. Or yeah, back here. Like any right hand peek really. Any right hand peek. And if they're coming from this side, just hold close. Just hold close, take the right hand, and this spot is nice because you have a right hand for this side as well as this side. So really, really quite nice. Very, very, very nice for defending cargo switch from PMCs. Now, approaching the cargo extract itself, if you think there are PMCs in particular in this area, it's really quite tricky to clear them out because even though you have a right hand peek, they all, like anyone here, will know exactly where to pre-aim. Like they'll pre-aim right up your head there. So what I would do is just do your best to do like run pasts, figure out where they are. If you can like run past, right? And let's say we spot a head right there. What we want to do is pre-aim exactly on the head. Just lean out and shoot. Like, just make sure, like, figure out exactly where they are, lean out and shoot. Right? If you have a bunch of nades, then you could try like throwing a nade from above to go. If I have nades left, you could throw it down here, which would then land in this area, and then you could push with a nade. However, often when I've been against like a duo or trio, they'll have one guy here, and this guy will just kill you if you're pushing out. So it is very, very sketchy. However, even if you were to come from this direction, then suddenly you have a left-hand peek the whole way, which is pretty awful, as you know. Even if you're, throwing a bunch of nades, the whole way is a left-hand peek. So, yeah, pretty bad spot to push. Ideally, if you have a duo, like one coming from this side, spamming nades to cover you approaching from this side, then you can like clear here and have your duo clear here. Then that might be, that's probably the play. But really an awful place to push into. For defending the cargo extract area, I generally like to sit here and take the right side. Although this box can mostly be penned through, so be careful of that. Or like right here, just make sure you keep switching up locations where you're holding. Because if they run past peek you, and you're just holding the same location that they spotted you, then they'll just pre-aim and headshot you, like we just talked about from the attacker side. And if there's someone coming from this direction, I generally like to keep that door closed so that I can have a little bit more warning if his duo or if he's coming up here or if he's rotating around and coming up here. But generally, like holding anywhere along this right hand is really nice. They'll typically throw nades here, which don't do anything because you just back up, and you can just hold the right side peek, and you have a significant advantage with the right hand. Fairly easy to defend. You can like open a bunch more doors if you want, just to make them doubt where there could be enemies. Like let's say you have this door open and you're here and the stairwell guy is running across, then he'll see that this is open and not be quite sure if there's someone here. So just give them an extra spot to have to clear. The more spots they have to clear, the better. My favorite places to hide loot and cargo is literally either there, or here. This, I've been noticing, has been open a little bit more often lately. Maybe people are coming in to loot the duffel, the jacket, the duffel, and the other weapon parts here. So maybe less dump in here. But definitely through here seems to be fine. Not many people seem to realize that this door actually can be opened. So you can do it in here or even deeper in. And obviously end these side rooms. So like there's not too much loot in here, only like a couple of stims and some meds. So any of these side rooms also work very well for dumping loot through the raid, coming back, sorting it out. This is my preference if I have like a lot of loot that I'm going to get out, because we're so close to the extract and we have such a nice safe area where we're not going to get sniped at from raiders or other players just sneaking around. Because like if that's open, even if there's a player down the far end, generally you can just do like a couple of jumps and like get in very safely. So absolutely my preference is to dump it somewhere in here or over there for cargo. And finally, important to remember is that cargo extract can only be taken once per raid, unlike every other extract, which can be taken multiple times. Bagless or ventilation shaft extract is located in the basement on medical side. And so there is manager's office, dome, cat statues, nice bright display there, parking over there, hangar over there. So to get to ventilation shaft, we're going to go this way. This is ventilation shaft extract. Just make sure you drop your bag and sit in the extract to get out. For ventilation shaft extract, basically right at the start of the raid, you shouldn't have to worry about raiders in this area, maybe like for the first few minutes. But then as you progress through the raid, it becomes more and more likely that you'll have raiders down here, in this hallway, in the long light hallway over there, and over here. Just keep an eye on the doors. So all these doors, these two doors in particular, spawn closed. However, if raiders have passed through, then they will leave them open. So if you see them open, then just be extra careful of raiders. For the ventilation shaft extract and PvPing in this area, it's pretty sketchy, because if you want to make sure that you're absolutely 100% safe taking this extract, then you'd have to clear all the way through this entire area. Otherwise, at any point, someone can just like poke down and start spraying you. So like all through here, all through here, all through here, right? So honestly, unless you're very early into the raid, like within the first 10 minutes, and you're fairly sure someone isn't down here, don't bother taking this extract. Like, let's say you immediately find a green key card or athletics and you just want to get out, then go to sewer. You know, I refer you to my PMC spawn guide, where we show the pathways from every spawn to sewer. Just go to sewer, hide out until 7 minutes into the raid, then get out. This is not a great place to extract unless you're really confident no one in this area is in this area. But let's quickly go over some of the PvP considerations in this area. Let's say you run past peeking here. You want to check for someone like proning behind there, crouch right side peeking there. Once all that's clear, you could, like, you need to be a little bit careful of someone like right there, but you could like throw a nade down to the side and then run past peek it. Very common. Like, if I know that people are coming down to push me, very common for me to hold here. But really pushing down here is pretty scary, because like as you run down, at any moment there could be a guy that just swings here and you just have no audio except for the one step. So pretty sketchy. As you're coming down here, run past peek this. It's very dark. Where you want to mostly be looking for is right here. So I know that looks like a person crouching out, but it's just the bit of fabric. just watch for right underneath it and for a head up here. All of these can be shot straight through. All of these can be shot straight through. And also you can like fit nades through here. Which can, you know, shift people around. And as you're coming down here, it's pretty sketchy to push up here. Usually what I'll do is I'll throw a nade, throw a nade there, and then push up with the nade, and then work my way around. Don't stay in the middle of the hallway for too long, like right here, because very common is for people to be zoomed in with a voodoo or something, and they'll just take your head off. So always stay to one side of the hallway and work your way around. Preempt through here, and yeah. Depending on how safe you want to play, you'll want to clear all through here, and then just run back and extract. Now, for hiding loot in this area, there's not really any great places, because this can be a fairly high traffic area, as people are hitting medical and cargo and checking for raiders. So if I was going to hide loot near Bagless, then I would probably just drop it down here somewhere, like right in the corner somewhere, and hope that people don't find it. But yeah, I don't do that too often, especially for Bagless, because you're just going to be filling up your rig, and you won't need to dump loot and come back and search it sort it out later. But that is it for Bagless Extract. Main switch or air elevator is located in the basement on this side of the map, and I'm going to show you how to get there from the middle. We have dome there, manager's office there, hangar, parking over there, red violet over there, and this is cat statues. We're just going to go right down here. The power switch for main elevator is right here. We turn that on and then go through this room. And this is the elevator that we just powered. Call that and wait for it to open. And now that it's open, we just run inside and hit this button. Stay in the elevator to extract. For main extract, this whole area could have raiders in it, especially like 20-30 minutes into the raid. They could be all down here, all down here, all through here, all through there, and over here. So be careful of the entire area. However, if you've just hit the switch and you're pretty early in the raid, then the closest spawn will be beyond these double doors. And what you want to do is just run over here and, you know, have a watch for them, crouch right side peek, and pick them off. Basically, if you're coming down here later into the raid, keep an eye on these doors. This one always spawns closed, this one open. You can, earlier in the raid, if you're coming through here, close this one. And then you'll know, like, say if you're coming down from this direction, you can spot the doors. If they're open, then you'll know that there's probably raiders in this area somewhere. Throw a nade, get them to yell out, and proceed from there. If you're extremely paranoid and want to be very careful when it comes to dealing with raiders in this area, then I prefer to come down this direction. Come down here, because it's much safer. Like, as opposed to much safer as opposed to like over here. If you're coming from red side and these doors are open by raiders, then one dangerous area is raiders can shoot you straight through this, and they see you much better than you see them. Like, it's quite difficult to see raiders through this. And also, so as you're pushing up here, you can have raiders right here. You can have a raider right down there that just peeks out, and then suddenly you're getting shot by raiders that you find very difficult to see. Okay, for PvPing in main side basement on the way to the extract, I think if you think that there are players here, honestly, just go to a different location to extract, unless you just want the PvP, because there's no good route to actually clear the main side basement area, and here's why. So let's say we're coming from red side, right? Over here. Up there is red. Let's say we're coming down here. So we're coming down here. Firstly, you know, we've left-hand peeked into a huge open area. We can have someone proning underneath there. Someone left peeking out of there. Someone, like, that door will be closed and this one will be open. They can just right-side crouch peek over there. And personally, where I like to hold is, like, right here. Because as this person's coming through, if their gun is long, right, then like, their gun gets pushed up the moment they see you. So ideally, I want to hold, like, right the moment that the gun gets pushed up. So really, it's all around bad to come from this direction. But even if you get to here, it's still bad. Again, because of a guy that could just be crouched right side, right, you know, right here. And even if you throw nades, like here to push him back, he just retreats a little bit, you know. And the advantage that he has of seeing your feet even a little bit here is immense, especially as you have to left hand. But then, if you do survive to around here and you don't die to a guy there or a guy there, then suddenly you have head peeks over there and over there of multiple players that could be just, you know, holding right here with cover and holding right here. So generally terrible from that direction. And from over here, if you would come through the middle, you have virtually no cover, and they have hard cover and a crouch right side peek. So really, really, really dangerous to push down here, as well as this side. All of this can be shot through as well. And if we go over from upstairs through boiler, this is a awful way to push through, because the moment you peek through here, right, they'll have heard you on metal coming down here. They'll have heard you. They'll know you're coming from this direction. All of the people here will just be aiming right at head height right here. Whereas what you need to do, they just need to focus on one target. Whereas you need to clear like right there. You need to watch for someone who's like scoping in with a voodoo or something through the windows. So like right here, even up here, right? And even if there's just one of them, you know, they could be making no noise, and you just have to successfully clear each one of them one at a time. So it's just brutal, you know. And then through these windows, just brutal. So that direction is quite bad as well. And then we have two more directions. If we're coming from parking, not only are you left-hand peeking, you know, so we're coming down here. Yes, we can clear this with right hand, clear up there. But then here is a huge left-hand swing where typically someone will either be there or right there. Occasionally they're crouched right here, very occasionally. Let's say you do survive to get here and you want to push. Well, the moment you're here, you're dead to a guy just watching for your feet right there. So, but then let's say, and also I've ran into people just holding here quite often. As well as, let's say those people aren't there, as well as someone holding right here. So like, even though this guy's holding a left hand, the fact that you need to be worried about these two gives this guy an advantage. As well as, you know, over here, like really, really tight peaks that are hard for you to see. And nice hard cover right here. So you can do things like, and this is what I do actually typically do, like throwing nades down here, but this doesn't do much, you know? The only reason this nade works in pushing back this guy and this guy is because they are unaware of how the walls and doors protect them from the nades. Whereas that nade, if these people would actually understand how nades work, they don't actually have to give up their positions. Whereas it typically works and they move back and we push and we kill them. But anyway, this is a terrible way to push. And the last way to push, which might be the best way, but it's still pretty awful, is coming through basement. You know, can run past peek this. Someone down here can like watch for your legs like this. That all this can be shot through. But let's say he's not there. You preempt this door, and then in case there's someone down the hallway, you have to do like a jump peek. And they won't... It's unlikely that they'll kill you, but they'll probably tag you a little bit. Then you can right peek that. I would work my way through here. Clearing this. Lots of hit tricky spots people can be. You know, like behind here, waiting for the last moment. It's very, very hard to clear everything cleanly. But let's say you make it through here. You even survive to over here. Now what do? You close this one, open this one so that you can have a... You can run past peek and like check all through here. But then you have the same problem as you did coming from parking side, where they could just be a guy, you know, like right here. And if you know he's here, right, you could throw an aid and get him to move. But if he's sitting there, typically he's making no noise, and your choice is to either completely blind throw a nade or just gamble that he's not there. Like you only have so many nades, and you can't just blind throw and clear every possible corner, because you like at most you might have like 4, maybe 8 if you've been looting some raiders. So like you could throw like this here, run across, you know, and then keep pushing up. But even this nade isn't going to push back someone who's back here. So really every direction, in summary for main side basement extract, every direction has a lot of issues if you're trying to push in. There's a extreme defender's advantage to this area. So if you think that there is for sure like someone in this area, I would just go to another extract, unless you purely want the PvP. But if you just want to extract, go somewhere else. Go like medical side, cargo side, and extract over there. One more tricky spot to watch out for is up here. Someone can get right up there. Let's see if we can do the jump. If you have low, if you have low enough strength, so like, I think the max amount of strength you can have to do this. Never mind, I was wrong. Okay, worked with elite strength. For some reason, I was hitting my head a lot when I was trying this before. But anyway, so it worked with elite strength, and then you just do a space crouch jump in here, and so this position right has a crouch right side peek from the 2 main directions that people are going to be coming. So imagine you're parking, right? Imagine you're doing this left hand swing here. You're primarily worried about that, and then suddenly you die to a guy up there. This is really, really, really sketchy. Oh, and if you do have, I think if you have max strength and a Meldona, like something that gives you plus 10 strength, then you should be able to just jump straight up here. Yeah, we don't have Meldona at the moment though, but 99% sure you can just jump straight up there if you're on 60 strength. Now, my favorite place to hide loot in main side basement, I have two places, well, 3. I used to hide loot here for ages and ages. Pretty much no one checks there. And also over here and over here. So I'll like dump loot, come back way later into the raid, you know, 15, 20 minutes later, pick it up and then go main side, main extract. Or one really, really tricky spot is all the way over here, which not many people know about. All the way under here. All the way, look at this, look at this. Look at this, look at this. Come on, get over. Look at this, look at this. You just drop all your loot and just be happy to spend, you know, as much time as you want sorting it out, really. Nice and safe. Very occasionally, a raider will come in here and kill you, though. So it's only happened like to me once, like over I don't know, many raids. Sewer extract is located right in the corner of the map in the basement. So from here we have manager's office, dome, cat statues over there, nice bright white display, parking, red and violet, and hangar over there. What we're going to do is go straight down here under manager's office. And now we're at sewer extract. What you want to do is come over here, hit the power, which will start draining the water, and then after 1 minute and 24 seconds, you'll be able to extract over here. Right here. So just stay here and wait for the water to drain, and then you'll be able to extract. And just wait in the extract in order to extract. For sewer extract, there's no raiders that will actually be near the extract. However, just be careful on the way to sewer. So like we talked about for medical, you know, if you're coming down here on your way to sewer, there could be raiders all through here, especially later into the raid. The sewer switch itself, as far as I know, won't spawn raiders. It may somewhere on the map, but definitely not anywhere near where you're extracting. You don't have to worry about that. If you're coming down from under manager's side, like this is under managers. If you're coming down here on your way to sewer, so I'll just show you where this comes up. So this is managers. If you're coming down this way, then you need to be very, very careful of raiders. Raiders all through here. They will aimbot you even from really, really far away. And finally, if you're coming down from main side, just be careful of all the raiders all in this whole area. They're very, very scary. But you don't have to be worried about raiders at all right at the extract itself. Okay, sewer PvP. So generally when you're approaching sewer, start by spamming a whole bunch of nades, because what you want is to force people who are holding here down to either holding here, back here, and often, like, if they're going to be anywhere, they'll be like right here as well. So they'll to hold the cross. So it is pretty difficult to push here because this guy's a clean right side peek, and it's difficult to get nades to land actually like right here. Whereas typically they either fall short or go off into the water. So like just throw a whole bunch of nades. Just aim a little bit lower down, and you're more likely to get it to roll where you want it. Oh, that, holy moly, that was perfect right there. Yeah, so just aim for like down here. If you have a shorter fuse nade, like a VOG 25 or a VOG 17, you may have to aim a bit further up because it may just like explode before it actually gets down there. But we're using RGDs and F1s. So generally, sewer has a large defender's advantage. Like, you know, there's only one direction the attackers can come from. I think this is the best place to go if you're just trying to do the guide, because you can bring a whole bunch of nades, and you know, if you have enough nades, then you can just keep spamming them and prevent anyone from attacking you. So really, the only reason you should attack sewer and actually try to fight the players here is if you purely want PvP and you don't really care about taking a disadvantage, a fight where you're at a disadvantage. But yeah, just like push up, get a nade here to land here like we showed before, get them to push back, and you want to clear right there and right there as quickly as you can. Now for hiding loot, you don't want to like go all the way down to sewer to hide loot and then go back up. It's way too far away. So I would just hide loot like on the way to sewer. So either over here, one of these alcoves, or over here under managers. Not too many people will check this area like after the first few minutes of the raid. Like you could just drop a bag here. And over here under Skybridge. Skybridge is just above us. Red just over there. Right here, here, here. All good spots on the way to sewer. Or even over here. And then just like sort out your loot and head to sewer. And that is it for sewer extract. Hangar switch is just over there. Here is managers, dome right there. Cats, bright white display over there. Red, violet, parking, kitchen. And to get to hangar switch, we just go this way. Go inside this room. The switch will be available around half the time. Hit this, and your extract is beyond the door up there, which is rising up. And here's the extract. Okay, for hangar switch, right as you hit the switch, raiders could spawn beyond the door. And if you're a little bit slow, raiders could spawn under managers or around in the middle and push from this direction. If you're just wanting to extract, then all you need to do is watch out for possibly a raider right there, and then you'll have one or two more over here. But if this one doesn't run and sit there, then it's possible that all 2 to 4 are sitting around here. But it's also possible that none spawn. Very, very rarely the raiders will get stuck inside these rooms, so just make sure, even if you see nothing, come up and check inside the rooms. If you're a little bit slow, or like if you're coming later to hangar, later in the raid to hangar, like 20-30 minutes into the raid, then you need to be very, very, very careful of raiders all around here, but in particular in this area closer to the extract. And sometimes they will push through the double doors and kill you while you're looting these. And if you're coming from up top, then the raiders could be all like up top here. Like basically raiders will sometimes rotate around continuously. Like they might aggro on a PMC, rotate around, or they'll just keep pathing around, sometimes over the main side as well. I prefer, the safest way is to just come from freezer side. This is kitchen, freezer. We come down here, open the door, run past, carefully pick them off, and then like throw deep nades to see if any more yell. See if I'm safe. So that would, any raiders in this area would yell out, and then run to nice hard cover with these containers, and either throw another nade or just very carefully peek around here. So you could throw another one, and that would pretty much cause any of the other raiders, if they're here, to yell. Then just run in, take a right side, clear around here, run in, and just be careful of possible raiders getting stuck in here. You don't want to die right at the last second. And that's it for hangar extract. So hangar PvP. The only thing that is more sketchy than parking PvP is hangar PvP. So let's say you think that there's someone in hangar. I'm going to show you exactly how terrible it is to push hangar. So we open here, right? Open 2 doors. You don't want to just open 1 door, because as soon as you open 1 door, they'll just be aiming like right at your head. So this is a terrible idea. And what you want to do is open 2. You don't want to open like 2 of the same side, because it gives them more time visually to track you and kill you. So just 1. Even though they can shoot straight through this, it's a little bit more difficult for them to wall bang through the door. So figure out, just clear like through here, up there, up there, up there, up there. Really actually hard to see a PMC up there. And then at some point, just YOLO off to the side. Hope that there's no one clear, because no one like right here, because you just need to not die to anyone over here. And your goal is this nice hard cover. This container and this container are your friends. You want nice hard cover so that you can do like crouch right side peeks off of them and gradually clear around. But you see how many weird angles there are to clear, right? This is very, very sketchy. So let's go through some of the weird angles. Just with the basic ones, right? People could be hiding in here. They could, like, for the entire time, they could just be hiding in here, listening to you, and then crouch, walk out, and kill you, right? Or they could be in the switch itself. Important to note, this can all be shot through, so if you are very confident there's someone in here and you don't mind spending ammo, then just spam, just spam all the way through here. They could be up here. Aha, there we go. Easy. They could be up here, like just looking down on you. Or like right on the edge here. See, like how are you supposed to clear this angle, right? If you just run past speaking over there and then you just decide to at one point YOLO over here. This is really, really sketchy.
Fuck, changing mag!
And then it is very difficult. It takes me a lot of tries, but you can jump from from this to the door to up. And we'll cut to a successful attempt of me doing that. Yes. First try, guys. First try. Other awful spots are like up here, right? Like what is, like, how are you supposed to clear this angle with all the other angles? I don't know. And over here, obviously, like up here, you know, you just have so, the problem is that, yes, if you were just looking at this spot, you could kill this guy, but you have a ridiculous number of other angles to clear at the same time. So really, only if you absolutely want the PvP and you don't care about extracting, then push hanger if there's a guy here. But otherwise, don't do it. And also down here, you know, like there could be just a guy hiding here, and you're making all noise, clearing all around, throwing nades, whatever, and he just slowly crouch walks out while you're looting, waits for you to gather all your loot, and taps you, and you're sad. You're sad. And you can also get up here. So, you know, lots and lots and lots of awful places for people to hide. I have also actually had PMCs occasionally like hide inside, like this, just holding the one angle. But yeah, not as often. So yeah, even if you're coming from, so we covered from this side, right? Even if you're coming from up above, it's still very dangerous, because as soon as you're on this metal here, pretty much everyone in this area will hear you and start looking like right at you, and so like if you push out here, right, you're exposing yourself to a huge arc of angles all at the same time. Same as over here. Huge arc. Really, your only advantage, the only time it's good to fight in hangar is if you're already inside and you know the direction that your enemies are coming from. That's really it. Because if you then come from this direction, right? Coming from this direction, you have a massive area with no cover that you need to push through into a crouch right side peak with hard cover, right? Or they could be this side, you know? And even if you throw, like, let's say for some reason you do want to push this, you need like an M67, like a longer fuse nade. Even if you survive actually throwing this nade, and you should die here when you're throwing this, and you push with it, right, we're close, you're still pushing your left hand into a right hand. So it's bad. Very bad. Very bad. And then while you're pushing in here, you're having to simultaneously clear. Remember how we could get up there? You're having to clear that. There. All these little tricky angles through here, there, and there. So it's virtually suicide. Now for nice loot hiding spots. Pretty much for hangar, if you do want to hide some loot in hangar, then hiding in here is nice. You know, you can sort it out fairly safely, or buy these nice big containers over here, like right here, or just back here. Oh yeah, you're probably just right in the middle here, and just be listening for raiders coming and pushing you. Sometimes, rarely, they'll like push up from under here, or from freezer they'll come down and peek out here and push you, but generally you hear them from ages and ages away. Lastly, if you don't mind walking a little bit further, then I typically do like hide loot up here, sort it out in here, and then take it to hangar. Yeah. And that is it for hangar. Parking extract is located just over there. And so starting from the middle, we have manager's office, dome there, hangar over there, cat statues, and the nice bright display over there. Kitchen, red and violet. Now we just go over here to get to the power for parking switch extract. And we just go inside this room here for the parking switch, and it will be available around half the time. So hit this, the door over there will open, and that is our extract. Now just go in here and wait to extract. For parking switch, right as you hit the switch, very rarely, but I have had raiders immediately out here, and raiders could also spawn inside short over there and push out, and very rarely you can have raiders running up from basement through here, but primarily focus on beyond these doors. You could have 2 to 4 raiders. Typically either they'll be in a line right here or spread out. So just come to the left side and take a slow right side peek out, or you can even just throw a nade, see if they yell. If you're a little bit slow in taking the extract, then you need to be more careful about raiders coming from undercat. But those are pretty much all the raider spawns you need to worry about if your only goal is to extract. Parking switch can spawn raiders more on other parts of the map, but just worry about these if you only care about getting the extract. Really rarely, the raiders can get stuck inside here, so just be careful even if you think you're safe, and carefully clear these. Alright, for parking PvP, on your way to extract, it's really quite difficult, because if there are people in parking itself, there's so many different little spots that they can be hiding, and it's like a little bit tricky for me to distinguish the difference between a PMC and like one of the little black seats. So they can be pixel peeking you through, like with a voodoo or something, behind any one of these cars. And so what typically I would do if I think there's someone over there is do lots and lots of run past peeks. You don't want to like hard peek. You never want to hard peek like this, because they know that you'll be peeking from up here, and it's really easy for them to see you. So just do run pasts, try to spot roughly where they are, maybe throw nades, you know, get them to move around. Nades on that side, maybe nade that side, or you could even like jump up through here. But again, it's easy for them to see you, so don't like just sit up here and look. You're just asking to die. As well as for yellow side, you go over to yellow, and also at yellow you can peek out, but again, don't just sit up here and look around. They'll just take your head off. But also, if you do push down into here and you're on your way to extract, you need to be worried about people, especially if these doors are open, like holding here or on the other side as well. And the problem is that when you're deep into the extract, you won't be able to hear these doors being open. So, like, you could be at the end of the raid, 60, 70 kilos, low on stamina, right? These doors will open, someone peek out and just shoot you in the back. So, it's a tough time. There's not much you can do about it, because even if you go in and clear this whole area, then go back, pick up your bag, head to extract, there could be someone that comes up from main side basement and you just get no audio, right? So you go in, just make sure you're clearing all the spots behind the cars and just head out. Yeah. But really, when you're committed, like from around here to getting to the extract, get there as quickly as you can. Like, because people can come from long, from short, as well as you'll just get absolutely no audio of people peeking through yellow up here, up through here. There's just so many places you can die from, and it's really easy for them to see you and kill you. So be nice and quick. As for loot hiding in parking, generally, if I am going to extract parking for whatever reason, which I almost never do, I might hide loot here to then sort out and get close, or on the other side. Or on the other side. And that is it for parking extract. Every power switch except for sewer has a corresponding announcement in Russian which plays right after the switch is hit. Even if you don't speak Russian, you can understand which switch has been hit by the letter stated. For main, listen for R.
Внимание персоналу. Лифты в секторе R введены в строй.
Medical is O.
Внимание персоналу. Лифты в секторе O введены в строй.
Hangar is B.
Внимание охране несанкционированные действия в секторе B11.
Parking is Y.
Внимание охране несанкционированные действия в секторе Y11.
Cargo is G.
Внимание! Охране комплекса просьба проследовать в сектор G.
For G, you can also tell that it is G from the very first word.
Внимание! Охране
Compared to
Внимание персоналу!
being able to tell the difference from the first word will give you a 5-second advantage versus if you had to wait until the very end of the announcement to listen for the letter G. Additionally, each elevator will also clearly hum when called or used. A quick note, the announcer call out for parking can be disabled by hitting this switch here in yellow. And that just disables the audio of the announcer. You can still hit parking if it is available in this raid. When the sewer power button is activated, water will drain for 1 minute and 24 seconds. During that time, the sound of the water draining can be heard by players nearby at hangar, medical switch, and probably further if their audio is cranked. Therefore, if you hear the water draining, then you have at most 1 minute 24 seconds to push sewer and fight the players there before they can extract. When you check extracts by double pressing O, you can get valuable tactical information. Every extract initially will be white at the start of the raid. Parking and hangar will instantly turn green the moment the power buttons are pressed. Sewer will turn green after the water has been drained. Finally, the elevators will turn green after they have been powered and cooled. If you walk past an extract before buttons have been hit, then you'll get information earlier compared to if you hadn't. For example, if you have walked past any of the elevators, then you'll get the following information. It'll start with restore power to the elevators, then call the elevator, then wait for the elevator, then press the desired floor button, and at this point, if you hadn't have walked past it, then that's the earliest that that extract will turn green. Cargo will turn red after it's been used, and sewer will say sink the water level, then wait for the water level to drop, and then after the water level has finished dropping, then there'll be no text, and that's when it'll turn green if you hadn't have walked past the extract. So you can see here, by walking past the extract, you get information about which extract is being used, about where the PMCs are on the map, much sooner compared to if you haven't visited that extract.